Here we are again.
You all suck. I don't suck. You all do.
I can't believe I just killed a bee down here. Oh my God, thing's huge. Oh my God. Well, nonetheless, it's going to watch me for the rest of the show. So, hey, everybody, it must be Tuesday or whatever the day of the week it is. Thank you all for joining us. This is Q&A presented by Sportskeeda and shown exclusively right here on Sportskeeda Wrestle Binge YouTube channel. And while you're at it, do me a favor and everybody else and hit that like button. Hit the like button. And if you have not done so already, join the over 92,000 other subscribers and subscribe to this channel. Stay up to date on the latest pro wrestling news, breaking news, all that good stuff. Plus, you have lots of great programming, such as this show. Again, thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Joe Lowry. And as always, we're joined by two wrestling insiders who are here to answer your questions. First up, he's a Hall of Fame wrestling journalist. That's right, he is a journalist. And he's also the senior editor of Sportskeeda Wrestling. Let's welcome to the show, Mr. Bill Apter. Welcome, Bill.
Well, thank you. And now I have, for the past 3 or 4 years, or maybe longer, podcasting on my resume now, too.
Yeah, you're a podcaster. You're a
podcaster. Yeah. I didn't go to school for that.
No, neither did I. I went to school for broadcasting, but
there was me too.
That was like real podcasting back then. I don't know. Anyways, on deck with us is the man who does get the news before it breaks. He never shows his face. Let's welcome to the show Joey from WrestleVotes Radio. Welcome, Joe.
Hello, gentlemen. Joe and Bill. Happy to be back here, and hope you guys had a nice Memorial Day weekend. Well rested, because we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we do have a. Let's talk about the elephant in the room real quickly. You know, I'm going to lead off with this. The biggest.
Well, Joe, can I just interrupt for 1 second?
Of course, you can interrupt.
On the day that we're on here, Jim Ross is going in for surgery for colon cancer. So I just want to let him know from our staff, everybody at Sportskeeda, Wrestle Binge, and all the affiliates we wish you lots of love and get well soon, JR.
Yep,
make it a slobber knocker, baby. Kick out.
Yes, I did hear his surgery went well. He is in recovery now, so prayers up for the great Jim Ross. All right, Joe, Bill, what's up? WrestleMania 42. As of Tuesday night at 7:01 p.m. Eastern time, we have still yet do not know where WrestleMania 42 will be officially. No word from the WWE. I'm going to ask Bill. Bill, have you ever seen anything like this before? A cancellation?
No, TKO is taking the ropes here, so to say. I didn't mean it that way. But I think that they realized that New Orleans would be a really good place, but the venue, the Superdome, doesn't hold as much as Allegiant Stadium, and I think they want to bring it to a destination where fans have a whole week of wrestling, even events not associated with WWE,
Sure.
But to make sure that everyone can see it, more people can see it live. You know, they're just shy a little bit of attendance this year, but I think Vegas, again, it's a destination, and they did say that either, correct me, one of you if I'm wrong, that either Backlash or Money in the Bank will be in New Orleans in 2026.
Joe, go ahead. You answer that.
Yep, that's going to be Money in the Bank 2026.
Money in the Bank. So to make Las Vegas a possible yearly destination for WrestleMania is what I think they have in mind. To the fans in other countries or other states that want WrestleMania in their state, if that doesn't happen, they'll probably get one of the other big pay-per-views, like a pay-per-view PLEs, like SummerSlam or Money in the Bank, or the Survivor Series in their cities. But I think that TKO, because they do a lot of UFC there too, where Vegas is a destination. Yeah, but I don't know if I were them, if I would have cut it off this year. I might have said that this year is still New Orleans, because New Orleans, I'm sure, was waiting for the tourists. And a lot of people probably already made reservations at hotels and things. Yeah. So, but it's going to be Vegas.
Joe, you get spies on the inside and so forth. What's the word? I mean, I texted you right away. You were trying to get verification, all that. There's the thing that really is got me off kilter here is the fact that the WWE, they addressed the Money in the Bank going to New Orleans already, but they still haven't addressed WrestleMania 42. You know, you brought The Rock out, you paraded The Rock out in front of everybody, you know, back in February, New Orleans. You know, this isn't no different than the Super Bowl being changed occasions last minute. What's going on your end, Joe?
Joe, you know, when I heard the news, immediately sent a whole bunch of messages out, and people were learning at the same time that worked there. They were surprised. They were caught off guard. This is unprecedented, right? The old regime, let's say, once they announce something, they're probably not going to change it. The TKO guys obviously feel different. I've, you know, talked to a couple people who said the receipts and everything came back in, and they did a lot better than they thought they were going to do in Las Vegas as far as the bottom dollar goes. They feel like they can replicate that again. Personally, I think it's a lot to ask. You know, this was very expensive for everybody who attended. To ask them to do that again, not a year later, seems a bit greedy, potentially. But they're going to go for it. And, you know, I guess it is what it is. But I was stunned just like everybody else.
It is a bit greedy to use that word like you said. But then again, the bottom line is TKO. They bought it and they want to recoup everything that they made and more, and they're a company. It's the wrestling business part.
But I think that, you know, we get mixed up in all the, you know, business and all that stuff. My only thing right now is why hasn't there been another location announced? As of this broadcast, the WWE remains silent on where next year's WrestleMania is going to be. I know All Points lead insiders have been saying Las Vegas, but there has been nothing official from WWE press that says, hey, WrestleMania is not New Orleans next year. We're moving it. I mean, there are people that have made reservations. I know people, I've seen them online, reservations, planes, all that stuff, travel, accommodations. And some of them are non-refundable or contingent on where, you know, they're going to be going next, whether it's going to be Vegas or somewhere else. But my only thing is, why haven't they conveyed that? That's my concern, I think.
There might still be some fine-tuning going on to lock it in.
Right.
Yeah, Joe, I don't believe the dates have been officially confirmed with the city of Las Vegas yet. So
so
I think that's the holdup.
Right. So, but even like maybe a presser saying, hey, WrestleMania 42 is not going to be in New Orleans, so we're working on just some type of communication, which WWE is pretty good at. But this one hiccup is sending shockwaves throughout, you know, pretty much the world, because, you know, I mean, people were talking Saudi, they were talking London, they were talking Atlanta, they were talking all these other places. But yet here it comes. We're going back to Vegas. What's old is new again. This happened in WrestleMania 4 and 5, right? Back in 88, 89. They went to Caesars, Trump Tower, whatever it was. We're going to do it again. I guess we're going to play it back.
Not just for WWE, TKO, but WrestleCon and all the indies that had their shows there. Everybody did great.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was because you had, was it Easter weekend, I do believe, this past year. Okay.
And they packed it even on a holiday live.
They said traditionally Easter is the worst weekend or week for Las Vegas. Nothing happens Easter week. And I think what the WWE did, they went down there and they set the place on fire. And I've heard other stories about how their international tourism has been down lately. But when WWE came to town, everything spiked. So, you know, you could be onto something. Is it going to be a destination every year? That's great. If it is, just let us know. I agree. Don't say it's going to New Orleans and then pull out. We know what happens when that happens. So, all right, this is Tuesday Night Q&A. Let's get to the question. Sorry for that little rant there, but nonetheless, Dr. Chris is chiming in here. We got a two-parter. So one's for Bill, one's for Joe. For Bill, after Tony Khan gets heat because he acts like a person who wants to be liked instead of a true boss. Do you feel that's an accurate statement, Bill?
That he wants to be liked rather than a true boss. I think you could be both at the same time.
Okay.
You can be liked and you can be a true boss. I've only met Tony like 3 or 4 times, and I can feel the niceness about him, but I also can feel when I see him talking to the talent that he's the boss.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, some people call him a mark, but Joe,
but it's okay. It's okay if he's a fan, because sometimes the fanhood brings out good stuff in the wrestling part of it to the talent.
All right. Joe, you have a question here from Dr. Chris asking you, is there is increasing speculation that we could see Mariah May at this year's Evolution in July, which they just happened to announce this weekend.
Ooh.
What do you think,
Yeah,
Joe?
I knew we were going to get that one. No, July 13th, I think is too soon. Don't believe her contract will officially be up by then. Don't believe she'll be signed. If she's coming, don't believe it'll be happening before Evolution. So no.
All right.
That would be a great spot if she could.
All right. So I expected, I mean, but we still don't know for sure when Mariah May's contract is actually up, right? We don't have a date on that. Okay.
Right. I don't think it's up in time for it.
So
Right.
again, she may or may not.
She may.
Next.
Next. All right. Lucky Charms got a 2-question. Sorry if this was asked before, but why did they change TJD's iconic theme song? TJD. Who's that? Who's TJD?
The Judgment Day.
Oh, the Judgment Day is iconic. Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't recognize that. He wants to know what's up with that. He's not a big Def Rebel fan. So, Joe, I'll ask you first. Do you have any reasoning behind the change in Judgment Day song?
I don't know for sure, but that could be a talent thing. You know, talent nowadays, a lot more so than in the past, have the ability to ask for new music, and the company will look into it. A lot different than what it was, say, 5 or 10 years ago. So this could be a Finn thing. This could be a group decision. Maybe they wanted something different, and this is what they got.
Sure. Yeah. But what do you think of that new theme song for Judgment Day?
They were trying to negotiate with Barry Manilow for Copacabana. It didn't work out.
Oh my
It's
God.
okay. To be honest with you, other than Cody, Randy Orton, several others, I don't really pay attention to the music. It doesn't stick with me. Randy Orton's music sticks with me. Cody Rhodes' music sticks with me.
Yeah.
Justin Dave's music never really stuck with me.
No, I agree. I agree with you there. Follow-up question, Lucky Charm. He's asking, is Liv and Dom going down the tweener route? They're getting both positive reactions right now. They're over as hell with the crowd. Liv was super hot last night. They could have definitely got cheered over Rox and Finn. So he loves their characters. He just wants to know, I'm going to say it, is Liv and Dom turning face? What do you think, Bill?
I think Liv is. I don't think Dom is. I think that there's going to be a love triangle going on here that's going to be Liv and Roxanne Perez battling it out. And I think we're going to see Liv down the road become a major babyface.
Yeah, it could be. Could possibly.
And don't write off this. I'm saying it long in advance.
Okay.
That if Liv turns babyface, there's going to be some involvement from Damian Priest.
Ooh, this is a curveball.
Okay.
Joe, what do you think of that?
Yeah. No, I think Bill's spot on here. I think Liv's going down that babyface route. May take a while. You know, the whole thing with Liv and Dom really took off last year at SummerSlam. So I could see them doing a tease all the way through and then have a culmination at this year's SummerSlam of some kind of breakup or maybe they both turn. But I do think there's something going in Liv's direction towards that babyface role.
Yep. Yeah.
I also want to reiterate, today is the 1-year anniversary. A year ago today, May 27th, 2024, the infamous kiss happened between Liv and Dom, but that was actually cut out because they ran out of time and USA Network cut their feed. So a lot of those views and all that came later on that night and the next day. I think it was over like 100 million, 200 million views or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But that all started 1 year ago, May 27th.
Wow.
So
Time flies.
it does fly. I'm telling you, it'd be good though. Liv turns babyface. There's got to be a reuniting. There has to be something.
Yeah, and after Monday Night Raw, you could almost see the writing on the wall.
Yeah, something's up.
Yeah.
Something's up. She's been out for a couple weeks. She's got a great.
Not just with Roxanne Perez, but I think she and Rodriguez. I think there will be some tension there. I think Liv is going to maybe drop some more matches, and she's depending upon Raquel to watch her back.
Yeah.
And I just think there's going to be a lot of flubs because of Dominik.
Could be that all-important Money in the Bank flub too, right? You never know.
Yeah.
You're gonna get those Latinas going at it. There you go.
That's right.
All right, Matthew Ham's chiming in. He wants to know any plans for Will Ospreay at All In. Joe, AEW this weekend. Not a bad show from what I heard. I didn't see it. Saw the highlights. Wow. But what do you think? Ospreay at All In. Who do you think he's going to be taking on?
Yeah, first off, great show. One of the better AEW shows in their existence. So great job by those guys. Everybody thought Ospreay was going to win. Ended up being Hangman. The rumors were Hangman and Swerve taking on the Young Bucks. So I guess if you just want to flip Hangman and Ospreay, you could do Swerve and Ospreay taking on the Young Bucks. That's an idea. Don't know. The report is that Tony Khan didn't tell these guys until Sunday who was winning.
Wow.
So he's got some kind of idea for All In that nobody else knows, and that's good. So we'll see what happens.
Wait, Bill, is wrestling fixed? I didn't know,
it was broken. Yeah, but it's great that Tony Khan isn't telling them till they get to the building, because then kayfabe is alive. These guys can't tell their families or anything. Ospreay and Hangman put on a really good match. The Anarchy in the Arena was a little too violent. I don't know. There are people. Yeah, violent? There are people who like that, and there are people who like, it's a little. Joe, what did you WrestleVotes? Joe, what did you think of the Anarchy?
I loved it because of the vibe that was in that arena. The people were having a blast,
right.
And anytime you were watching people have fun, you can't help but have fun. So I thought the whole thing worked.
I agree with that. I was just looking. I knew it was going to be like a disorganized fight all over the place. But to me, the Ospreay Hangman Page match was a pro wrestling match, and I really liked it.
Incredible.
What are they going to do with Will Ospreay? I don't know. Could they somehow change an angle and make it Hangman versus Moxley versus Will Ospreay?
There you go. That'd be different. Everything's on the table, and word today is they're going in head to head, right, against Great American Bash in July.
Yeah.
For 1 hour,
unbelievable.
For at least 1 hour.
For at least 1 hour.
For at least 1 hour, they were overlapping. Tony Khan has addressed this at the press scrum that, and TKO. They're a business, so McMahon didn't really go out of his way to go against other pay-per-views or PLEs a lot, but this company seems to be doing that.
Yeah. Joe, what do you think? You think there's something going on? I don't mean to get off track, but there seems to be a direct link there with WWE and AEW cross-programming. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. One time is whatever, 2 times a coincidence. This is more than a handful of times now. It seems like they're doing it with AEW in mind. And again, like Bill's been saying, it's all business. So if they feel like that's best for business, they'll continue doing it.
Right. Exactly.
It's all business. Leave the cannoli. All right. Matt McMillan's coming in. He wants to know about Evolution. Do you think we'll see some TNA knockout stars as well as wrestlers from Marigold and AAA? Bill, what do you think? Do you think we're going to get some cross promotion at Evolution?
We'll also see some TNA wrestlers in there as well. No, I'm not joking. I'm telling you.
I said TNA knockouts. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't hear you say that. You said Marigold,
AAA and TNA. Yep.
Oh, I didn't hear you say TNA. Yeah, I think it's going to be a whole mix of all the companies that we may even see somebody from Evolve in there.
Ooh, Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, I think any available female talent that is outside a few companies are going to be asked to work the show if they'd like. So I do think they're going to stack it as best they can.
Yeah, of course. It's going to be a well-stacked women's card. Can I say
absolutely.
That? You're well stacked.
Yeah.
Ooh, you just did.
Yeah. Let it slide.
0 a week, folks. I'm not going to go any further. All right. WrestleFan 94 wants to know, will SmackDown on July 4th be a pre-tape show? Because he's concerned because nothing's listed on the website for tickets. And the week prior, they'll be in Saudi for SmackDown and Night of Champions. Joe, anything schedule-wise would prevent this July 4th being a live show?
Nothing schedule-wise that would prevent it, but it does seem like it's going to be a pre-tape show. No tickets on sale yet, no date. We're 5 weeks out or so. I'd imagine because of the holiday, they're going to give the guys the night off, and it will be taped on that Monday night. So, yeah.
Yeah. Bill, what are your plans for the 4th? You going to be watching the taped episode of SmackDown?
I don't know what the plans are just yet.
I know. It's like a month out. I love it.
I make plans the same day to do things. It drives my family crazy, drives my friends crazy, same day.
Yeah. not about the destination, but the journey. All right.
We'll be here. We'll do
There
a
you go.
special show.
There you go. Matt Ham's chiming in. He wants to know who's going to take the last 2 spots in the men's Money in the Bank match. Just the last 2. We already got 4, I think, right? Don't we have 4?
I believe so. Yeah.
Who do you think get the last 2? Joe, you want to take that one first?
I don't know. They're keeping it quiet. Usually a name or 2 leaks out every year.
Sure.
Not the case this year, so that's good. Right. They do have the advertised match on Smackdown with Andrade, Carmelo Hayes, and forgive me, I can't remember the third talent, but obviously one of those guys wins. And then the 6th and final we'll probably find out on Raw. So I don't know.
All right.
Be interesting if we see Ray Phoenix in there along with yeah.
Wow. That'd be a great final. That'd be a hell of a final. Jeez.
Yeah.
Good stuff there. All right. My good friend Hassan Bahar is chiming in here.
Wait. How good of a friend is he to you?
He's a good friend. He's a good supporter. He
is.
He's a Sportskeeda supporter. I don't know if he's an athletic supporter, but he is a good Sportskeeda.
No, I want to personally, for the 3 of us, thank everybody that Matthew Ham and all these people that come back week after week and spread the word about our WrestleVotes Q&A here. We love having you here. And like Joe Lowry says, what a day. Hit that like button.
What a day. You got I'll do it right now. Slam that like button. That's
all right.
Hey, we wouldn't be on the air without these guys. So we do appreciate all the questions. But Nassam wants to know, do you think, is Vince McMahon happy with the current situation with WWE? I'll let Joe answer that one first.
Oh, thanks, Bill and Joe. I don't know. I'd imagine he's happy with the money that the company's making. I couldn't tell you if he sits down and watches the TV each week. I don't know if he's happy with the creative. I don't know any of that. I'd imagine that he's doing his best to stay happy in any way he needs to. So sure. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what his feelings are.
Bill, you were hanging out with Vince this weekend.
I don't watch that. I watch Hogan's Heroes and the Beverly Hillbillies. You're fired.
On BTV.
No, I would think that he probably watches it and figures I could do better than this.
Well, you never know.
Yes. Simple as that.
You know, across my timeline, somebody put out there that he was looking to buy back WWE from TKO. Not sure how true that is. Don't quote me on that, but I did see it on my timeline somewhere.
Yeah. No, I saw that too, and I wouldn't put it past him, but sure. I don't think it's up for sale.
No, I don't think so either. No, I don't think they're ready to do anything with that yet. Sean Gunner,
could they do an angle where he buys NXT and that's the way he comes back, like when they bought WCW? Wouldn't that be incredible? If Vince McMahon, storyline wise, they're not going to do this, but buys NXT.
Joe will attest to this because I messaged him when I heard about WrestleMania 42 being canceled in New Orleans and all hell was breaking loose when it might be in Saudi and all that stuff. And I said, what did I say, Joe? Vince McMahon's behind this. I know he is.
Maybe.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe. That's a possibility.
That has Vince written all over it like, oh, we're going to Saudi. We're taking Mania overseas. And I'm like, oh, boy.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be Vegas. But
I know.
A lot of times when WCW and WWE were in the war, I was told that WWE called arenas and said, you can't do this. You won't get us anymore. You never know. But no, they want to wipe their hands of him because of the whole legal thing that's going on. They don't even want his name mentioned.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, here comes our weekly draft question. Hey, Sean wants to know, Bill, is there a date for the draft?
Not that I know of, no.
Joe, date for the draft?
Nothing yet.
Okay. And here's our second question of the week. Mariah May, when's she coming to the WWE?
When Brock Lesnar comes back.
We should just say soon. Mariah May will debut soon.
In the near future.
There you go. There's the first There You Go of the night. All right, Todd J, a.k.a. the Jake Man, wants to know injury updates. Bianca Belair, Asuka, Kevin Owens, what is the return time? He feels that Oscar's really been missed. I don't have it. I would think Bianca, isn't she this Friday night? She's coming back.
Yes,
It's in Knoxville,
yes,
right?
She is. Yeah.
Her hometown. Bill, what do you think? Oscar, KO? KO hasn't even had surgery yet, from what I know. So.
No, I don't think KO's going to be back for a while.
Yeah.
Asuka I love how they spell that. Every time you say Asuka, I think of Men on a Mission.
Yeah, there you go.
But no, Asuka, there's things online that she's preparing a comeback. And who was the third one?
Bianca Belair.
Yeah, well, again, she'll be back Friday on Smackdown.
Yeah. Joe, you confirm any of those or all three?
Yeah. Bianca's this Friday. Asuka, they're hopeful by the end of the year. They wanted her for Mania. It didn't work, obviously. She's not clear at the moment, so they're hopeful.
Okay.
And yeah, Joe, you're right. Kevin Owens has not had any procedure to this date. So as far as recovery and return, we are months and months away from that. So we'll see.
They missed a major angle.
Sure.
Not having a whole wedding ceremony with Asuka and Shinsuke Nakamura. That would have drawn the biggest ratings in years.
There you go. There'd be a lot of subtitles in that thing, I'm telling you.
Yes.
Todd J's asking another question. So it's Solo and Seth both in Money in the Bank matches. Will we see the dream match of Fatu and JC Mateo get into a brawl with Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker? That is a dream match. Joe, what do you think of that?
Sure. Think it's great. I think it's a great looking match on paper. But don't rush it. I mean, these teams have been, 1 week and 2 week old respectively. So let's get down the road and then make it happen.
All right. What do you think, Bill?
Do they subliminally cause a little possible heat in the future with Seth Rollins and
Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
I think I could see Seth.
I don't know why they did that, because it seems like the three of them together are really good.
Well, that's the second biggest mystery, because we still don't know the reason why they canceled WrestleMania in New Orleans. So
that's right.
we're going to harp on that all night long. But nonetheless, all right, good stuff there. Todd J, another question. Double or Nothing was an amazing, one of AEW's most amazing shows up to date, in his opinion. The shocker being that Hangman beating Will Ospreay in an amazing match. What happens with Ospreay now? And many others thought Will was the chosen one to take Moxley's belt and bring us back to our heavyweight championship and actually show us the belt again. I think we kind of covered this already. Yeah. Do we see Will Ospreay wearing the big title for AEW anytime soon? Bill, you want to take that one first?
No, I think Hangman Page. I think he's finally, after so many years, he's on the road. And if they're going to change the title off of Mox, which I think they should do at this point, that Hangman Page would be great for that, and Ospreay becomes the top contender, and they have another classic match.
Joe, what do you think? Ospreay ever going to get that title?
Yeah, I do think he'll get it. Forbidden Door is in London, England, just 6 weeks after All In. And with the match they had Sunday night, I think everybody would pay to see it again, especially for the world title in Will Ospreay's hometown. Ooh. I don't know. It just seems like it's meshing up to be perfect.
Well, remember, there are other titles in AEW too that Ospreay can go with.
Oh, sure.
Oh, that's true. That is true. Balor Club Guys podcast. I love this guy. We talk a lot online. He's got a question for WrestleVotes. I know last week you said no NXT event during SummerSlam, but NXT will have an event at the end of August. Any update on the date and location of this event?
Not yet. I have an idea, but I think it's better to not put it out there until I've confirmed it. So not yet.
Okay. All right, cool. Bill, what do you think?
No, I don't know. Don't want to give information that I don't know.
I know it's the WrestleVotes, but I didn't want to let you feel left out.
No, I don't feel left out. Don't worry. I appreciate it.
And of course, he's jumping over to the Judgment Day side now with Dom accidentally costing Finn the match last night. I feel this would lead to Dom versus Finn for the Intercontinental title. What do you guys think? Joe?
Yeah, I say why not? That match has to happen at some point. People want to see it. So, yeah, let's do it.
I agree. Totally agree.
I totally agree. There was a video last night.
Dominic has gotten so much better in the last year or so that now he's up to putting on we'll say, 5-star match against Finn Balor.
Yeah. There was a video I saw online today of when Finn lost, he took off through the audience.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's some storytelling for you right there. Oh, and look at Balor Club wants to know, is there any update or confirmation on where WrestleMania 42 is being moved to Las Vegas? No.
Watch the rerun of the show tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, they got to come on. If you were to take a guess, this has to be done by the end of this week, right? They can't go another week without knowing, right, Bill?
Sure, definitely not. They probably already have it signed, sealed, and delivered, and they'll probably, I would think, at the latest, it would be mentioned on SmackDown.
Yeah, I thought for sure on Raw, but Joe, do you think by the end of the week we'll get a good feel of if it's officially in Vegas next year at WrestleMania?
Joe, I think they want to do it as soon as they can.
Yeah.
I just don't think they can right now. I just don't think it's 100% locked in as far as the dates go. So there was a rumor out there that Allegiant Stadium is locked in with a particular performer that was undisclosed. Yeah, with a pretty big act that's unwilling to move. So if that's legitimate, then there's hurdles here before we can make an announcement. So I don't know if there's a timetable.
They could do WrestleMania night 1 in the afternoon and let the Rock concert go on at night.
Right.
In the middle of the ring, it'd be great.
I did read today the Great American Bash, Evolution and all that big weekend for WWE. Yep. They're going up against Beyonce.
Right across the street.
Right across the street. And it's more than one night, too. Isn't she there for a couple of nights?
She's there in Atlanta for 4 nights, I believe. And
but it's
for
not
those
the
who
same
haven't
fan
been.
base.
Oh, yes, it is. That's really debatable, Bill. That's debatable. I don't know. Do you talk about this crossover with WWE now?
No. The guys will go to wrestling, and their wives will go to Beyonce. Although it might be the other way around.
Yeah, well, they can park in the same spot. So
unbelievable! What a crazy! This is. I mean, they're really heating up. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Ross Jr. wants to know: are there any plans for AJ Styles versus John Cena this year? Joe, anything with AJ Styles, John Cena going to happen this year?
It's nothing I've heard, but I do believe that both guys would want it to happen. They've had such classics. Do believe they are friendly in real life. So I think it's a want on both sides. It just may be a dates thing at this point. Cena's got plenty of matches to get through. I'm not sure that's at the top of the list, unfortunately.
Okay. Bill, what do you think? We'll see an AJ Styles?
They'd have to come up with a really hot angle for people to buy that match. I don't feel it.
Right.
Not I don't see it, but I don't feel it. They've got to come up with some sort of storyline that would make people want to see it. And we wrestled in the past. That's not a hot enough angle for that.
If memory serves me right, that time they wrestled on Raw, that crowd was hot.
Yeah.
That was the year we got Let's Go Cena or AJ, whatever.
Yep.
They were going back and forth. They had like a 5-minute. That was, unheard of back then. But
AJ's been away for a long time, and they're not using him a lot right now. So I just don't see any hot thing going on with that match right now. There's a lot of other people in there, for Cena to go through.
Sure. No, I agree. Bob wants to know also as well, when is Io Sky going to defend the title again? Joe, when's she going to defend that title again?
I'd imagine if not before Evolution, certainly at Evolution. But it should be a big time match too on her part. So I'll say Evolution.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Me too. Same thing.
I would like to see the old whoever wins Money in the Bank that night cash in later on if somebody has a title match. I'd love that.
Me too. Always like that.
That would be great. And last question for Bob Ross Jr. What other matches should we expect to see at Worlds Collide Money in the Bank? I'm not really up to date. The card's just being not finalized yet, right, for Worlds Collide, correct, Joe?
No, not as far as I know. Those 2 matches that they've announced are 2 of the headline matches. So I think they'll build the show off that. But AAA has an event coming up in a couple of days that they have to get through first before a number of the matches will be announced.
Which, Bill, I don't know if you knew, they kind of spoiled that last night.
I heard.
Raw.
I heard.
What do you think of that?
It was an honest mistake, probably, because they're generally, the broadcasters are told what to plug. So somebody just probably made an error. Not everybody caught it. A lot of the internet people caught it, but the general fan, I don't think, caught that.
Yeah, I thought it was weird.
Plus, remember, the WWE audience doesn't really see what's going on in AAA a lot. They're not on they're not on like a major cable station or whatever. So who really knew about it except the internet community?
Yeah, that is true.
Mhm.
All right, and Todd J's chiming in again. He wants to know, what is the plans for Jimmy Uso? He hasn't won a match in so long. I feel like he's becoming a mid-card guy. Jimmy is great and needs a push. Do you guys agree? Yeah, where are we going with this? Again, on Raw, Jey Uso's out there. I'm sorry, no, Jimmy Uso. Oh, he's talking about Jimmy. Excuse me. I apologize. Yeah, what is the deal with Jimmy Uso, Bill?
They don't have a program locked in for him at this point. They're trying very, very hard to find somebody to shoot an angle with him. It hasn't happened yet. So I don't know what they're planning. The people I've talked to are going like, we're looking for something to bring him up a level, but they haven't come up with anything yet.
Joe, anything on your end with Jimmy
No,
Uso?
that's right there. What Bill's saying. I think they want to keep him around. They want to keep him on TV. He is popular enough, but they are looking for some kind of spark behind him, yet to be seen yet. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, cool. Dylan Renoir, there's a name I'm not familiar with. Dylan, thank you so much for your question. He's asking about a return to WWE in Belgium after the success of Raw in Brussels this past March. Do you think we'll see WWE in Belgium again? Bill, we'll start with you.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think we will.
I don't know. Hopefully, yes. If they did good business in a certain country, you can guarantee that they'll be back again. But I couldn't tell you when.
What do you think, Joe? You think they're going back to Belgium?
Joe, I'd be surprised with the recent news that if they didn't repeat the 3-week international tour again next year like they did this year. They're just trying to make the most money they can, and they did really well on that 3-week international tour before WrestleMania, which led to Las Vegas. So if you're going to end in Las Vegas again next year, why not repeat the whole thing? So
that's right, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Play it back. Just play it back.
Play it back.
If you live in Belgium, what did they call? Are you a Belgiumum? What is the
a Belgianite? Yeah, what are you? You're in Belgium.
I don't know.
A Beaujolais?
Somebody Google that, please. Well, I can't.
I'm on it.
I don't know if Nassam is being funny with us, but he's just asking a question. Do you guys know why the location of WrestleMania has changed?
We don't know. No. Okay. We don't. But Joe, WrestleVotes, are you looking up?
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's not coming up
right away.
What do
they call
what the
people from Belgium? Are they Brazilian?
Yeah. Belgium locals? I don't know. Is that what you call them?
I don't know. Somebody look it up. I can't access my computer right now.
Let me see here. I'm trying to look.
Yeah, they're called Belgians. Belgians.
Belgium. Oh, right.
Really?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That was much too easy. Thank you to all you people from Belgium, you Belgium persons.
Belgians.
Right. Okay.
Don't you know I'm a Belgians? Okay, you're a Belgians. I get it. All right. Derek Gold's got a question. What do you think about the Liv and Dom story? Ooh, the Liv and Dom story. If we had to play, I mean, do you really think these guys are going to split up anytime soon? I'll start with Joe first.
We talked about it earlier in the show.
But do you think they're going to split up now? I mean, I don't know.
In a few weeks, it's chapters. In a few weeks, they're going to split up. Roxanne Perez is going to be in there with Dominik. It's a whole love story.
Yeah. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah. I tend to think that's probably right. Dominik seems to go from lady to lady, and it's just going to continue here. So good job on Dominik.
Oh, wouldn't it be great if he winds up eventually back with Rhea?
Maybe that's where it's going.
Crazy.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like there's more money to be made with these two, especially after all the promotional tours they're just starting to do and plan and so forth. I just think
they're heating up Dom and Liv, that triangle with Roxanne Perez.
Fine. You think so That's why we ask you all that good stuff. Guys, I think I'm checking the timeline. I think that was the last question of the night. And I do believe so. Yes, it was.
So I'm gonna bring up something that I brought up on Time Machine earlier today.
Go ahead.
Okay. And I think it's mainly the internet community that is responsible for this, because WWE numbers might not be what they were. Too many people are blaming John Cena that his heel turn doesn't work. And I totally disagree with that. I think John Cena, he's not involved. There's nothing about The Rock and all that. Week to week, John Cena's heel turn, in my opinion, has gotten better and better. I think with him on Saturday night's main event, beating the hell out of R-Truth and all that made fans even angrier. And I don't think that his heel turn has failed. What do you two think?
Joe, I'll let you take that one first.
Bill, I'm agreeing with you. I don't think it's a failure at all. I think the problem is when he announced his retirement back at Money in the Bank last year, people all of a sudden came up with what they wanted to see. And a lot of it was based on John Cena being a babyface because, he will never turn heel.
Right.
And then once the turn happened, everybody kind of thought like, oh, well, we're not going to get this and we're not going to get that anymore. And now that he's involved with R-Truth and involved with Logan Paul, I just feel like people may be feeling a bit disappointed. And I say, let's see the end. Let's see him get back to Cody. Let's see him get to Punk. And let's see him, him and Roman maybe have a face-off. We're getting to the good stuff. So I understand where the criticism is coming from, but give it time.
We're getting to the good stuff. I couldn't have said it better.
Yeah, I agree with everyone saying that, we're going to be 2 months in now. He's got 23 dates, I think, left open. I think what a lot of something like that, somewhere around there. I think what people are genuinely not liking is the finishes of John Cena's matches.
Yes.
The anticlimactic, the no excitement, the people going home angry, the Travis.
Right, but that's what they're supposed to do. That's what a heel is supposed to do. Make you go home angry.
It goes back to what John Cena has been saying. I'm out to ruin professional wrestling.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing. He said it the other night too. What if I did this and what if I did that? Saturday night's main event, same thing. I think it's just the ending. I think John Cena as a heel is 20-something years too long to go by. He should have been heel a long time ago.
Yep.
If you're going to do it on your last run, fine. But what he should be doing is, I think the endings of these matches need to be better, and hopefully we're building to that.
Yeah.
Like you said, we got a beginning and an end here, and hopefully, things are going to get better. And it's all about competition. It's all about who you want to see in the ring with John Cena one more time, whether it's CM Punk, Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, whatever, the list goes on. It'll be amazing, though, when his last match does take place, which supposedly is in Boston in December. Who it will be? Will it be Cody Rhodes? Will it end with Cody Rhodes? We don't know. But it will be interesting.
I just want to say that John Cena's heel turn doesn't suck.
No, it doesn't suck.
That's it.
No. And that's something I totally did not see happening. I tried. Bill, Bill, before I get over to Joe, what do you got going on for the rest of the week? You got some stuff happening, don't you?
This week, nothing coming up
No shows?
this weekend. No, just some family stuff this weekend.
All right, Joe, any teases for Thursday's WrestleVotes Radio?
Yeah. Pretty interesting story about something that transpired at television this past week that a lot of people didn't like. And I'll leave it at that because we want numbers to go up for Sportskeeda. So tune in Thursday. But yeah, a little interesting nugget about something that went down.
I'm going to join the Sportskeeda. Oh, I already belong.
Yeah, you're already there, man. You're already there. All right, folks, I want to thank everybody who tuned in, all the viewers who sent in questions for tonight's show. By the way, we do this every week. So if you have a question, just drop it in the comments on all Sportskeeda's Wrestling social media pages. You can actually comment on this video as well. They'll grab them from there. I also want to thank everybody who just tunes into the show and watches it. Hit that like button, subscribe. Do it. Over 92,000 people have already done so and subscribe to this channel. What are you waiting for? Get the latest and breaking news in the world of professional wrestling and join this channel today. All right, the bills are paid. I think that's going to do it for me, folks. Until next week.
I got paid. Which other bill?
Yeah, there you go. All right, folks, we're out of here. Until next week, I'm Joe Lowry. Joe, Bill, take us home, please.
Hey, I'm Bill After. And remember, I was print bait before there was clickbait. And we'll see you. Take it, Joe.
At the matches.
That's the bottom line.
Have a good night, everybody.